Hey, what's going on, folks? I'm not muted this time. I'm so proud of myself. Starting off right. I know Sean promised us shirtless tonight, so for all you ladies out there and some of you guys, here you go. It's as close as we get. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This might pop back up later again. All right. Well, hey, guys, it's my 1 year anniversary of having my show going, and I'm super thrilled to have my guest. They're I mean, I don't even know why I call them guests. I mean, they're my bros. So, for this whole past year, like I've been trying to figure things out and figure out how to use X and how to grow on Rumble and YouTube and just build communities and whatnot. And these two guys were the first two to really help me kind of get that motion in the ocean going, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them on. You guys know them, you love them. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'd like to introduce you, the Canadian Crippler, the BA from PA, the new right outlaw. And if you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you. Hello, gentlemen. How are y'all?
I'm not feeling as blue or as muted as Rob is.
Right? He's sad.
You know, if you would just use StreamYard instead of using this ghetto ass Rumble Studio, we'd be fine.
I was having problems.
Yeah, I could see. Hey, before we get into this, Sean, how's it feel to be a loser? You know, Canada lost
it feels
that
very
trade
regular,
war big time, buddy.
No, listen, it feels quite regular. I haven't noticed anything. The story of my life, in fact. How does it feel? Like a Tuesday.
I mean, you live in Canada. What do you expect? That was like the Grenada of trade wars.
Well, I mean,
36 hours.
I mean, ideally, it's the best. It's a little Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, the best of both worlds happening. Canada's not going to get fucked. Then you guys can still get your crown royal. So I mean, it's fine. Everyone wins. There's winners everywhere here. But also, all of this stuff that Justin Trudeau is like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We promise. This is the exact stuff that we've been saying for the last decade to do. So even Canadians win in this. So there's just winning all around.
Yay. And that's what we want, right? Like with Ukraine and Russia, we just want the winning to happen where people quit dying. Let's find something where we can just stop people from dying. You know, Canada, Mexico, US, let's all win. Let's all citizens win. These governments are just getting in the way of everything.
Because if the government doesn't kill you in Canada, which it does a lot, the fentanyl does. So getting that out of the country, it's not like it comes in to Canada and then it all just leaves into America. Most of that stays here. So I don't know. It's winning all around.
I feel like I know what this is. What is this? Shaky balls?
I don't even know what that is. I don't know if I want to know what that is.
Well,
I mean, I assume it's like the first time when you're nervous.
Well,
you got shaky balls.
Who said that? Salty Magmat, what's shaky balls? I feel like I know what that is, but I could be wrong. He says, keep the crown royal. We want shaky balls. Christy says, Robert, we can't see you, bro.
Oh, yeah, you can.
He's
blue idea of a die or whatever.
Yeah, what does it? I'm blue. I'm in need of a dime.
No, I don't need a dime. We're good.
Good.
We're good on that front. Yeah.
Good. I had to hit somebody up. I hit somebody up earlier. It's like, hey, can I get a connect? And they're like, yeah. You don't have to do that like that. You don't have to talk like that. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know. I don't know. I was calling for somebody else. A connect, a hookup. Let me get a connect. It's like, okay.
That sounds like the gayest thing I've ever heard.
I'll get you some weed. I don't know the lingo. It's not legal here, so I don't know. I'm like, hey, I need the hookup.
I don't know the lingo either.
No, I'm
I have no idea.
Pretty gay in some regards. Speaking of which, obviously, we're going to get into some conversations tonight of reminiscing and talking about how awesome you gentlemen are and how great it's been together. So I do see that Handy has rated, and I do appreciate that because Lord knows Oh, Shaky Balls is in the chat. There's Shaky Balls. God bless you, Shaky Balls. My mind went somewhere else. Shaky Balls. And I'm going to say Shaky Balls all night because that's fun.
Hail to the Shaky Balls.
Since we're talking about Shaky Balls and I'm talking about my love for these two guys, let's go ahead and get out of the way. Handy's chat. You guys will appreciate this one.
No homo, right?
All of the homo.
That's pretty much the show. All night.
Yeah.
All of the homo.
Oh, was that something? I saw a black screen. Fuck me, right, Rumble?
I'm telling you. I think... And
listen,
yeah,
you have no excuse. You have no excuse.
Okay, yeah. So this may be the death of Rumble Studio for now for me. We'll
how do I react to that? Black screen? It's just black. What am I supposed to go? Oh no, it's taking my TV.
Yes, that's exactly what you're supposed.
That video was so black it had to wear white gloves when it eats chocolate so it doesn't bite off his fucking fingers.
Oh,
the screen was so black it looked like under the bed.
Yeah, I'm a little loopy right now. I went to bed at 4 a.m. and then by the time I actually got to sleep because my wife is a wildebeest, it was like 5 a.m. I had to wake up for then she started to get up for work, and then that's a whole thing. But I had to be up for 7 because I was got to get up for school, and
I'm still confused by the wildebeest comment.
Oh, I got some National Geographic to show you, my friend.
Look at this bitch.
Fuck you, Sean.
Oh man,
that was on camera. Damn it. We're off to a great start, boys.
Oh goodness. Anyway, I'm a little loopy. But I got Gina's intro all finished. She put that up. So go to Gina's channel and check out that intro. She put it up as a standalone video just so you guys can go watch that and go, oh, Sean's done a reasonably fine, okay job. And then you're gonna go, this is the longest fucking intro of forever.
It is a long intro, but she's covering
I couldn't make it short.
Things.
I couldn't make it short.
I haven't seen it because Sean's a faggoty gay fag.
Well, hold on. I'll tell you what. Because Sean made yours, right? Yeah. He made one for you.
Yeah, and I haven't filmed yet.
And he did one for Brian, Front Porch Conservative.
Who's in the chat. Hello, Brian. Let me know if you get your intro fixed, because I made Brian's as well. It's beautiful. I love it. We're just having some technical difficulties with the audio doubling up. We're not entirely sure why.
Yeah.
I love Brian. He's one heck of a chap.
Fine fella in the fedora.
He's a good dude. So before I play this, because I'm going to play it and show off your great work, sir, and promote it, because he's a stay-at-home dad with 4 autistic kids, and he could use funds if anybody else wants to hire him. I don't know if he's taking on any more jobs right now, but I'm just saying. But I will say this, like it's been really cool. So like I said, I started out several years ago. I was doing audio only. And I was like, I'm going to do like a couple shows a week. And what really started the show was I like the morning shows on the radio. Sometimes you'd have like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard them. Probably not you, Sean. I don't know if you guys up there have gotten it. But there's a show that was syndicated, a couple of rednecks called John Boy and Billy. And they had the John Boy and Billy Big Show. And they were silly redneck dudes on like all over the Southeast, probably, NASCARing it up and everything. And anyways, they were funny, but I listened to them when I was a kid, and there were these other guys out of Atlanta. I'm like, I love that. And then the local rock station actually started playing rock finally, like real rock. And I was like, okay, cool. You guys don't have a morning show. Let me try to basically audition this way and put something together. And I did like story time, and I did the Carl Childers voice, and like them French fried potatoes, and like read stories that way, and did all kinds of stuff. And it got overwhelming, and I was like, it ain't going nowhere. So I quit. And then like a couple of years later, I said, you know what, I'm going to get a camera and I'm going to try this out. And it was right after the 2020 election, COVID and all that fun stuff. And I was like, I'm going to go with it. And then my daughter was playing soccer, and I wasn't dedicated, and I was filming more. And I was like, okay, crap. So about 2 or 3 months in, it was like, and then this past year, I was like, okay, election year, she's not playing soccer. We're in between filming. let's give it a go. Let's see what we can do. And so February 2nd of last year, I kicked off the Morning Mayhem officially, relaunched it, did it. And then I say all that not just to give the background, but because of what you were mentioning, Sean, is in that time I met you guys, Brian from the Front Porch Conservative, Lou and Gina over at Lou's Views. Gina, of course, has her own show now, which is awesome.
Mostly just Gina, though.
Yeah. And then Handy and Da, or Duh. I want to say Da for some reason.
I just want to call her Amanda. That's what I want to do.
Let's see who else. And then several other people have like shown up on their shows or whatever, but those are kind of like the main folks that I've associated with. And it was really, really cool because I'm like, all of these people are like genuinely awesome people. Like you were saying, like everybody that we've met and everybody we've worked with, like, and you guys, even more so the people that you guys have worked with, your circles are, large and wide. And, hey, yeah,
they are.
Like gaping.
Hey, I didn't.
God, you had to ruin that one, didn't you?
But yeah, so it's been cool to find all you guys, and then everybody who's here in the chat, like 90% of them are basically Handy's crowd, and I appreciate you guys supporting me, and you guys followed him too, and that's awesome. And then this guy right here gets all the love as well, and of course
I'll try.
The gay guy gets all the
chat.
ladies.
I suspect it's because she's a literal puddle right now.
It's because I'm non-threatening. That's why.
It's not threatening.
Little do they know.
So let's do this for fun because I'm proud of my boy right here. We're gonna show.
Oh, you don't have to do this.
No, we're gonna do this.
This is embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull mine up too. I'm gonna show off.
Yeah.
No, this is about Christopher, not about me.
This is about Chris's peoples and stuff. No, we're gonna be able to see it. Yeah, we can see the most part of it. All right, so this is.
I won't. It's gonna be a fucking black box.
This is well. I'm sorry. This is no, it's not. I'm sharing the screen. I didn't.
Oh wait, I'm gonna.
I'll jump down too. Why not? Boom. This is Gina's intro that Sean made. Everybody, give it up for my boy. Whoop whoop, and for Gina. Hell yeah.
That was wild.
That was great.
Fucking fantastic, dude.
That was great. My poor boy, he's been up all night.
I mean, I guess it's fine.
You want to share yours, or you?
I'm sending it to you in a DM. I realized I don't have it in my DMs. The only thing that Sean sent me was like the shaky found footage of on his computer.
Is that all I have to? Or you actually sent me the?
I'm sending it to you now. It's taking a minute for some reason. Probably because X is gay.
Because it's so big.
Oh, Mikey's in chat. Good to see you, Mikey.
Has anybody seen Lee in the chat? Or
I told you she's fucking dead. She's a puddle of wetness because she just assumed she just assumed that we were going to all be topless, like I said. And I mean, I've got my shirt ready with the snap buttons. I'm just ready to go.
I was gonna say she probably saw that we weren't topless and was like, "Fuck this, I'm out." Should be in your DMs now. I slid all up in them DMs.
It's not the first time you've slid it. Never mind. So yeah, good times. Let's see. You sent a video. You sent a video.
I hear the audio.
All right. Let's throw this.
Oh, you don't have to do this.
Look,
doing it.
Okay,
look.
Also, this is my literal washing machine. I had to film this sequence because I couldn't find the sequence out in the world. So I had to film it myself.
Not gonna lie, I was kind of like staring at the clothes, trying to see if there was poop on them. But
no, my son's clothes.
He does all the talk about shit. I'm like, is there shit on that?
No, I just grabbed the and I used them as prop. They're prop clothes. I could have used prop poop, I guess, but I creatively I went a different way.
It's fantastic, dude. I love it. I really do.
Right.
I cannot wait.
The fact that you went out and you got the practicals, man. That's cool.
My wife was like, "What's this giant piece of cardboard for?" I'm like, "Well, that's a long story."
It's to catch the poo. All right, well, I'll drop down. Let's show this one. This is great. This is fantastic.
I'm embarrassed.
That's so cool.
You'll notice that one is distinctly not 2 minutes long.
It's not 2 minutes long.
And it's actually hilarious because I don't know why I didn't show it in the message, but if you watch it all the way to the end, Sean's face pops up like a watermark at the very end.
In the outro?
In the outro.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's showing me
I was
that.
cracking the fuck up.
But you're never supposed to see that because that long pause at the end is designed for the creator to fumble around and shut it all down. That face is just a cheeky thing. But,
it's perfect.
A joke between.
It's perfect.
It's like the hidden song on a CD for you kids that remember CDs. It's at the end you just fast forward a little bit or let it keep playing and boom.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right, cool. Well, I guess we all talk about something.
I don't know. This is your show, right? You're all.
No, Jesus
oh
Christ!
My God.
What the fuck is that?
So, for those that don't know, and I know Handy covered this earlier, and I already had it pulled up, so I didn't change my mind. Sorry. So, some of this might be repeat for some of you guys. So, Jaden and Willow Smith were at the Grammys last night. For those of you that don't know, there were the Grammys last night. And let's just say that they have not yet recovered in viewership from 2020. It was the first time that Trevor Noah hosted, and this is his 5th time hosting. So
why would they let him host again?
Well, I'm assuming they thought the viewership dropped because of COVID, which is like the opposite because everyone's stuck at home. They can't go anywhere. You'd think all they would do is watch TV, right? But 2020 was his first year hosting, and then I got a graph. I put it on my last show. It is a incredibly steep drop after the first time. And he had some jabs. We'll get into that in a minute, but he's like, it's my 5th time, might be my final time hosting. It's like, if they're smart, it would be.
Oh my, he's so terrible. Like you should only ever have, people like Ricky Gervais host anything.
Oh God, right. I love Ricky Gervais. We should dig Norm back up and get him on one of these. His corpse would be better.
I just sent you a link that we can talk about later.
Sweet. That's fantastic.
My heavens, that's bad, eh? Look at that thing.
You stroked that beard, big boy.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
One second.
So this is Jaden. And then Willow. These kids ain't right.
Okay, she was going for whore, but I'm still struggling to see what he was going for here.
She's allegedly trying to be a model, though. He's trying to go for edgy.
The only thing that she's going to be modeling for is a fucking Just Say No commercial with that meth mouth. Holy fuck. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Real.
She vajazzled her own mouth.
And that tattoo on her neck just looks like somebody cut her open. What it
does. Oh my god, did she get a tracheotomy? Was her Adam's apple removed? Is that what's happening?
It's like a game of shooting ladders. Like that's where it goes down.
Oh my god. I hate when like people do dumb shit like this. Oh, and the double nose, triple nose,
triple.
She just okay. If you look at it real quickly, like turn away and then look back, the positioning of the neck tattoo, the lip ring, it looks like she's slobbering on herself. It does. Look away and then look back and tell me it does look like she's dribbling a little bit.
Well, she might be a little vajazzling.
Good Lord. Here she is again. I think I got it. Yeah, there she. For your viewing pleasure.
Nothing pleasurable about this. Like, I wouldn't fuck her with Trapper's dick.
I wouldn't fuck it with an AIDS dick, but judging from the appearance, she probably already has it.
She's not like the ugliest thing ever, but like she's a fairly attractive young woman with a fit body and everything like that. Like if she presented herself
like her
better,
pussy stinks, bro. What are you talking about?
Do all this? I mean, why is it that people like you know what I have found to be true in my, I will say my opinion, my perception anyway.
You also don't like cilantro.
I love cilantro.
Well then, from here on out, your opinions are suspect.
You walked into that trap.
I made salsa. I made salsa today with cilantro. I love cilantro.
Oh
anyways, what does it taste like? Soap to you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
uncultured swine.
Our DNA is different.
Do you think?
Well, yeah. Look at you. You're fucking Mexican.
I know, right? Ole, they might come for me.
Hey, say Walmart.
Me or him?
You.
Walmart.
Oh, okay. You said it properly. You'll pass the ice test.
What?
Walmart. Thought ice was gonna break down my door.
Anyways, but yeah, like I think that the left hates and Hollywood, and Mike is in the chat. He can chime in on this. The left and Hollywood. I kind of repeat myself with that, I guess, because Hollywood is the left, right? They hate attractive people. Like anytime they put an attractive person in a film, they try to make them less attractive. Mm-hmm. Or like, let's look at
video games. Video games. Yes. Fucking here's a phenomenal example. I am a big fan of the Witcher video game series. I have been since day one, right? The books and stuff like that is such a great franchise. And then so Witcher 3 just happened to be the largest game, best game in like fucking history. And then they're like, well, we're gonna do another one, but what should we do to it? I don't know, ruin it. And so Ciri, who in the third installment was very pretty. They kind of, maybe she's gay, maybe she's not. Okay, whatever. Everything about the game is very good. So then in the next game, the game that's coming out now, they're like, we're gonna take this very pretty girl who's now the main character, and they made her look like a trans fucking individual. They uglied up this already well-established character. They fucked it all. Like I don't even know how to describe it other than she's now like a trans character. There's no reason why you're going from one game to the next game and you've done a complete overhaul on the character. It's because she was pretty, and the left is in control of this game. They did it with Mary Jane and Spider-Man, and fucking goddamn, Bethesda does it and everything.
Well, look what The Last of Us did on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, like just absolute insanity. But I think the worst offender is Assassin's Creed, where they're like, we're going to put a black samurai in Japan and have him destroy all of these beautiful historical monuments. And I'm like, I don't think that was the anti-racism you thought it was, because you're basically just saying black people are destructive. So
and Concord
and Dustborn
Dustborn
was embarrassing. They teach you about the power of words, and you can cancel somebody. That's one of the moves.
The power of words. So that's why they call me literally Hitler.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Same. I get Hitler and Stalin mixed.
Well, hey, want to give a shout out, obviously, to Handy. Thank you. $5 Rumble rant. Appreciate you, buddy.
You love me. You really love me.
That was just black for me.
I figured it was. I love that it is. That just kind of like,
like,
oh God.
Oh my God.
It makes you reach for your wallet real quick.
Should I make a different black joke every time he mentions it?
I'm going to. I just did. I said it makes him reach for his watch, reach for his wallet every time, and I pulled it off flawlessly, and then you stepped over it. But that's okay. That's okay. Whose show is it? So
that's my show now, bitch.
Might as well be. He says happy 1 year anniversary. Thank you, Handy, and obviously I mentioned you earlier. I really do appreciate you and your whole whole network of folks down there, and of course being on Pure Blood Media. Now I may not be on the TV guide yet, but that's okay. But Sean is, and we're both networked in with those guys, so that's cool. That's cool.
I just need to address something in the chat. Mikey says Sean takes his coffee like he takes his men, so sweet and creamy, I guess is the answer.
It was your turn.
Hey, but I still swallowed.
Yes, he did.
Like a pro. Like a pro.
Damn.
No homo, right?
All of the homo.
I saw that one.
Did you?
The audio was doubled up for me.
Oh, poppycock. Any whoosies.
Don't say cock here.
I wonder if I
makes me
change
hungry.
my speakers to this. Can I still hear you guys?
Penis.
No. Okay. All right. Thought I'd try that anyways. Screw it. Anyways, where was I going with all that? All right. Oh, attractive people.
Thank you.
Can I hear you now? That's the question. I went back to my normal audio. Somebody say something.
Thank you.
Oh God, I've screwed up my audio, haven't I? I can't hear you now.
All right, so I guess it's our show now.
God, Rumble Studio.
You know, you said he was Mexican, but judging from the
Can't hear you now.
poor technology, I'm assuming that
All right.
he's Asian.
Jeez. All right. Well, I'll refresh again. God, that was
Especially when
stupid.
he takes the gummy
Stupid.
and his eyes go like this.
I'm going to come back and talk about
you
attractive
Asian.
people, which I'm not. So I'm going to leave these two attractive ones on while I refresh real quick.
No, should
Oh
we
my
fuck
God.
it up?
It just-
Should we derail it?
Oh my God. I need better lighting or something. Look at me. I'm all like
You're pasty. You're a
I
little
am
pasty.
white pasty. I haven't seen the sun in like 7
he's-
years.
But he's got definition.
What do you
You've got
mean?
definition and color and all.
I don't know what that means.
You're just blue.
Uh,
You're just blue. Very sad.
Yeah.
This
Now
is
I'm
a sad
mysterious.
time. And,
It's a great time. It's a great time.
We're all
Yeah.
just going to be dark.
I want
Now
you to
look-
know. You know what's happened. Your anniversary spectacular is shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I knew that. Nobody cares about me. It's all about you guys. That's why I had you guys
40
on.
people in the fucking audience. You shut your whore mouth, buddy.
Oh goodness.
They don't care about me. They're
Why
here
is
because
there a blue
Handy
gay vampire,
rated,
by
and
the
he's
way?
like, you guys are going to go there. Do what?
Handy said, "Why is there a blue gay vampire?" By the way, well, Handy, you keep talking like that, and I'm gonna suck your. You know what? I'm proving your point. Damn it.
Indeed.
I don't know what to.
There's Leah.
Gave him a few shots.
Make Robert bigger again. Oh, I'll do that later, sugar. Don't worry. Mm-hmm.
It's a professional, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Sean looks like he's struggling down there.
I'm too tired for this shit.
Oh Jesus! Did you eat a gummy or something before you got on here?
Who? Him?
You?
No.
You're on fire tonight, man.
I'm not on anything. But anyways, back to the attractive people.
I'm dying.
Make sure that throat vagina is working.
My epiglottis is fine.
Okay, good.
All right.
Look at Congress.
Serious.
Right? Look at Congress. Yeah, I'm trying to get back on the rails. I struggle too. So look at Congress. You got like Pete Hegseth, good looking dude, right? Tulsi Gabbard, good looking woman. Who else? RFK Jr., Silver Fox. You know what I mean? Like you got these like good looking people that are in there, and I feel like the better looking they are, or the more just noticeably attractive, I would say, not even that great looking, but just noticeably attractive, especially compared to the hags and whatnot that you see up there in Congress now, the Bernie Sanders, the Elizabeth Warrens and all that. It seems like they give them a harder time. It's like it's super qualified, but there's like this bitch hate. Like, you think he all that? We ain't going to vote him in. We ain't going to confirm his ass. It's something like that going on. And like we said, it happens in films. Anytime they cast somebody beautiful, they just make them ugly. Congress is that way. It's just spiteful bitches, it seems like.
My favorite one is when everybody on the left is like, RFK Jr. is the epitome of unhealthy because of his voice. Meanwhile, he's got like a fucking 6-pack at 70 some years old, and the last Secretary of Health was just a fat tranny. Like, how do you justify that?
When I see him do pull-ups, I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, he's fucking jacked.
I mean, I get a little moist.
I'm telling you. I'd let him pay my bills.
Hey. But yeah, that was just something I noticed about attractive people and the left's response to attractive people, which is why they have embraced me into the filmmaking world, I guess, because I don't threaten them. All right, but anyways,
but like even the other attractive people. I mean, you might say Lady Gaga, whose name is Stephanie Giamatti or whatever, is pretty, although she's got a schnoz on her like a beagle.
And a wiener.
No, she doesn't have a wiener.
Dude, every time I see her mouth.
Do you know how I know she doesn't have a wiener? Because she did that fucking documentary or whatever, and then she was just laying out naked, sunbathing, and her pussy's right there. And I'm like, that's interesting. I'm gonna watch for science.
She has a horse face.
That's a face like a beagle.
Wiener.
I doubled up. That was way too many wieners.
That's something Sean has never said before.
Because is there enough? No, yeah, there is. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so keep rolling here. Where are we at? My computer wants to do its thing right now.
Point is, Lady Gaga always makes herself look ugly. I'm like, you know what? You don't have to do that. You could probably, I don't know.
You can pull it off on your own, Mr. Ed. Like,
yeah, what was that big song she came out with when she first really got big with Akon?
I don't know. Chat's gonna have to answer that. I don't know.
Just Dance, I think was the name of it. And I was like, hey, that's a chick with a great voice. She's attractive. She has potential. And then she became Madonna Light and then Madonna Extreme all at the same time. And I was like, oh.
The suit or her dress made out of meat. Oh yeah.
And then she showed up like a giant egg the one year. I'm like, dude, all she has to do is show up as a pancake next year. We got a full Denny's Grand Slam. Like,
ooh. Speaking of pancakes and whatnot, you guys ever had an Irish breakfast drink? It's a shot. Anyone in the chat ever had
like
an
an Irish car
breakfast?
bomb? Is that like Guinness and a shot of whatever?
No. It's an Irish breakfast. It's a shot, and you take the shot. It's half Jameson, half. I don't remember what the other half is now.
Pancake batter.
Something, and then you chase it
Milk.
with a shot of orange juice. And after you drink it and you let it sit for just a second, it tastes like pancakes and syrup. It is the most delicious thing, and will mess you up quickly. You're like, ooh, it's like pancakes and syrup. And my fat ass is like, more.
Same. You ever had a cement mixer? No.
Like,
So if you ever want a way to fuck up somebody's night, buy him a shot and get him a cement mixer. Literally what it is it's a shot, or it's Bailey's and lime juice. So you get them to take the shot, and by the time they're getting ready to swallow it, it fucking curdles. And it's like, yeah, that's how you ruin somebody's night, dude. If you can get somebody, you tell them you take it, you swish it around, and then you chug it. Well, yeah, it'll curdle.
why?
It's great. You can ruin somebody's night like that.
Sounds
I
like
love
getting a wad
Bailey's
stuck
and I
in your
love
throat.
Carolyn's. I love that shit. But I'm also not a retard. I know it's fucking milk based and cream based.
Yep. You'd be amazed at how many stupid people there are that just take it and think, hey, you know what? Sounds like a good thing. Oops.
Why not, right?
Yeah, why not?
So speaking of Lady Gaga and Lady Gaga's outfits and more weird outfits, there was this.
I stared at that just to make sure it was real.
Yeah. So I think somebody shared the uncensored one on their show earlier, and I was like, hey, they got the uncensored one. Should I? No.
I don't know. Rumble allows
I should not do that.
everything, but nudity is something.
Yeah.
That's kind of their one sticky point.
Well, technically, she is wearing something, but yeah, no, I wasn't gonna risk it. But yeah, so Kanye's weird.
He looks like he's pissed.
No, that's just his face, bro.
Yeah, that's just his face.
Just all that Jew hating will do that to you.
and then like she stands here and they're taking pictures of her completely nude, basically, and he steps off to the side like, I'm Picasso and this is the work of art. That's how he treats her. I mean, again, not an unattractive woman, great looking body, but kind of trashy.
I'm resisting the urge to do a racism.
No, do a racism.
I mean, he's black. Like, generally speaking, that's kind of how they treat their women, as if it's property. Like, I don't know if it's a cultural thing or what, but it seems to be like a common trend.
Oh, you mean he's doing an Islam?
Well, no, because if it was in Islam, she wouldn't be paraded around like a show horse.
Touche.
She would be fully covered from head to toe.
Is that a reverse?
That's what that's yeah.
A little bit.
But yeah, so anyway, so I saw that and I was like, holy shit. And then so I'm wondering, because I've been following Kanye since I don't know, I started this fucking internet thing of mine 2 years now. And 3 years now? Maybe? I don't know. Anyways, so since when he went on Alex Jones and wore his thing and it was like Hitler, it was perfectly fine. Cover that. Or Adidas fucking kicking him out and all of that stuff, being dropped from the agencies and blah, 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 blah. All of that stuff. And his little stunts with Bianca Censori, they're not even legally married. They're kind of like they're kind of Meredith Grey and Derek Shepherd married on a post-it on their wall above their bed. That's kind of how they're married. They're not married, not really. And so for her because I mean, at first it was just like slutty clothing, and then it was even more slutty clothing, and then it was clothing that was like translucent or whatever up top, but her bottom was still covered, and then there was like no top at all, and then they started to take away the bottoms a little bit, but it was always the bottoms were still kind of covered, and then there's like parading around. Well, like this guy, he's worth a substantial amount of money, although it's rapidly decreasing. He goes out in fucking garbage bags, and I don't give a flying fuck who says it. The derelict look is not a good look. Okay, I mean it's not going. I don't care if your trash bag says Balenciaga on it. I don't give a shit. That's a bunch of kitty fuckers anyway. So I'm gonna look down on you. Oh wow, your garbage bag you're wearing is $7,000. You still fuck kids. So he's walking around with these fucking garbage bags on. I'm like, wow, you look like shit. You and your fucking platinum teeth that's giving your face cancer or whatever that bullshit is. And here you go, have this woman who has got to be Stockholm syndrome or something like that, because she looks miserable. Her family at one point was like super worried about her. They're going, that's not the girl that we know. The girl that we know was actually happy-go-lucky and like a fitness trainer or whatever. This bitch looks like a fucking slave. And then so now she's like legit naked. It's insane. And that little fucking stunt that they pulled in Italy where he's like on the boat and he's like, yeah, and she's like down just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, what in the fuck is that? So, I mean, this woman either needs to be fucking rescued.
I didn't know about that. I don't know that I needed to know about that.
How'd that go again, Sean?
She needs to be rescued, or I don't know. She's fucking like sick and enjoys this shit. But either way, it's very, very bad. She probably, I think, needs to be, regardless, probably has to be rescued.
I feel like most of the women in Hollywood need to be rescued.
I mean, Drew Barrymore did, and nobody did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They just continue to fuck a 6-year-old or whatever.
But then again, at the same time, we kind of see what happens when you rescue someone from Hollywood. Look at Britney Spears. Now she's like dancing around with knives.
Yeah, the emancipation of one Britney Spears was misguided.
Yeah. Where you wind up like Amanda Bynes, and you just like you end up looking like a bloated crack whore.
Well, okay, so maybe the problem is fucking the kids.
I mean,
right? I mean, you look at Bieber right now, and Bieber is a fucking hot mess. He literally looks just like any other fucking drug addict walking around Stratford, Ontario right now, because he's a guy from Stratford, Ontario. He'd fit right fucking in.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you diddle the kids like Amanda Bynes or like Justin Bieber, or I don't know who are some of the other ones, the Chris's,
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, she's kind of weird.
Probably the Macaulay Culkins.
Oh, Macaulay Culkin, yeah, it's kind of weird. And he he had that band. Macaulay Culkin had that band about pizza, and he would always sing about pizza and shit like that. And he's like, oh no, it's just a joke. I'm like, how do I know he's not fucking singing about some code about getting fucked because elites want pizza? You know what I mean? But who are the Chris's? Is it not Haynes? Is it Haynes? No, the Corys. The Corys.
Yeah, the Corys.
Yeah, like I mean, they've been saying it all along, and so yeah, maybe let's not fuck the kids, and they can grow up to be regular people instead of like Amanda Bynes.
I mean,
teabagging therapist, that's gross. It's just gross.
What's Sean saying? He says funny stuff.
Oh God,
poor Bieber. Diddy made him leave snail trails behind him.
Yeah,
that's nasty.
That's messed up. Or do you guys remember the little girl? Was it Caroline from the Poltergeist movies? Carol Ann, go into the light. Y'all remember her, little blonde-haired little girl? She died when she was a kid.
Oh,
and is
she the one that played Ducky on Limb for Time?
No.
Oh, because her father brutally murdered her just
right
shortly after the film.
Yeah. While filming All Dogs Go to Heaven,
or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. She had recorded all her lines, and Burt Reynolds came in to record the last lines of the film, which he struggled through, obviously, because it was almost saying goodbye to her, and she had already died and killed by her father.
Crazy, fucking awful story that is.
But the little blonde girl from Poltergeist, they're thinking that Spielberg and some of those folks diddled her, and basically they killed her is what they're thinking.
Jesus Christ.
So wouldn't be surprised about any of that.
Hollywood's just nothing but a bunch of rapists and murderers.
Hollywood's rough. So the Grammys is not. I mean, it's Hollywood, but it's the music industry, and so
which is just as bad. Fucking Diddy and shit.
Right. So this was 2024, and then look what happened last night. See if you can maybe see if there's some influence there, and if things are earned or just given.
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work.
And the Grammy goes to Cowboy Carter.
I don't want to embarrass.
What the fuck happened there?
Chris, you can answer this question. Why does Jay-Z look like the blue bitch from The Fifth Element?
That's bang on.
Why that hair, bro?
He just looks like whatever he wants to. I mean, he's all and he's all tied into everything too.
Oh, he's
Beyonce, dude. We could do. Actually, you know what, Gina, if you're still out there, that would be an interesting thing to do a deep dive on. Is these celebrities, the occultists, and the rituals that Hollywood does. I remember seeing Taylor Swift was doing a performance on stage where she switched from like this good girl to this demon, and then you've got all these other rituals that happen right in front of our eyes and stuff. Like you can do a really, really, really deep dive on that.
What happened to Sam Smith? Jeez,
right?
Like, holy smokes!
Yeah, it's something when you see that happen, and
that's just a manic middle-aged gay. That's what that is.
I know, but he was like this. I don't know much about the music or him or whatever, but from what I saw, it was fine and respectable. Oh no, look at you got lights on now. And then all of a sudden he's like thrusting and he's the devil, and I'm just like, why are you fat now? What's going on? What's happened to you?
It happens.
What happened to you? Who hurt you?
Who did this to you?
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, you can find those as before and afters, and you can find videos of people saying that. I mean, Bob Dylan is on was he on 60 Minutes or something, saying he was still on tour, and he was being asked, why are you still doing it? He says, to hold up my end of the deal. He said, deal to who? He goes, I think you know. Have you guys not seen that before? That was very telling. It's an old video, but yeah, he says in the interview with can't think of his name. He's an older black guy on there. And he says, to the devil, he says, the big man, holding up my deal to him. Who I never cared for Bob Dylan for the most part anyway, but he had an illustrious career. And I guess that's part of the deal. But I'll see if I can find that later and play it.
But then, I mean, excuse my ignorance for a moment, but once you hold up your end of the bargain, don't you then just go to hell?
Yep. I mean, I'm assuming that's what the deal is. You sell your soul. Again,
excuse my ignorance. I'm new at this, but I don't know how that conversation goes. Really, you say, well, okay, devil, make me big and famous, and then I'll have a rich life, and it'll be great here, and then I'll just go for eternity into a fire or a lake of fire, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody's okay with that.
That seems like there's a little bit of a I don't know what's a discrepancy. I think is the word.
You mean there's more to that deal than there shouldn't be? Like him continuing to tour?
Well, I mean, it's not even. I mean,
right.
If it was something like, give me 80 excellent years here, and then I'll burn for 80 years in hell, and then just go somewhere else much more pleasant. And you go, okay, it's a little more balanced, 80 for 80. But to be like, oh, I'll have 80 years or whatever here, but then infinity. I mean, that's a sucker's deal. Isn't it? Am I off base?
No, I don't believe so.
See, okay, I am mistaken. Okay, Mikey, God bless him. He has sorted me out. He says, no lakes of fire, Sean, but everything is made of and smells and tastes like cilantro in hell. So
that doesn't sound too bad to me.
That sounds awful.
Why do you still do it?
Let's see if
Gina, you just haven't eaten enough gummies or smoked enough to say it tastes like a dirty dish sponge. You get high enough, you'll eat anything.
That's not true.
All right, let's.
You get high enough, you might not eat ass.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
I mean, you could take that two ways.
You could. I guess.
I assume Rob's dead. Anyway, so yeah, you can take that two
partially.
ways. Where you might go, the chief commander, obviously, it's the Lord. And, you could take it that way and carry on. Or, I mean, you could take it the way of, it's the opposite of that. And the way that he's, kind of like sheepish about it, almost embarrassed to say, or kind of beating around the bush. I think that heavily implies, because if I went to anybody in chat or if I went to Chris or anyone and I was like, oh yeah, who is your Lord? I mean, you'd go, oh my God, let me tell you all about him.
You sound like the Real Housewives we had on the other night.
I know. But yeah, so this guy's being sheepish, and makes me think other things.
Yeah. And I'm wondering too, like, you would think that would be the end of the deal. Like, you're going to give me fame and fortune here on earth, and I'll, you get my soul in the afterlife. But then he's still touring to continue his portion of the deal. What is that? I don't know. But in my thoughts, maybe that have come to mind a couple of times when I think about that is people he's reaching and influencing that he could be pulling into him. So in Christianity, there's this thing called, and Robert and I talked about this one, it's called the Great Commission. Matthew 28:19 is for us to go out and spread the gospel to the ends of the world, to tell other people about God, right? To spread the story, spread the gospel.
What's the commission rate on that? Was it about 15%?
Hey man, you can't beat it. You can't beat the commission rate on it. The return on that investment is eternal life with our Lord and Savior. I'm thrilled, but
it's like a one-sided deal.
I stepped on the silliness. I'm sorry, but yeah, no. I mean, I would assume that he probably has a similar deal. Like, you go out there and represent me and get other souls, and so forth. I mean, look at what Jay-Z and Diddy and all those guys are potentially doing. It's not just about them and their own fame and fortune. How many people are they pulling into the game, and how are they doing it? I was going to play this and then be done with the whole Grammy thing, but this is
Robbie, is that your no square?
Oh,
you little naughty.
Yep, you're right about that. All right, let me share this one, then we'll move on from the Grammys. So this is some more preaching from the platform of celebrityism, which we all saw where that got him for the election. So let's take a listen real quick. It's 2 minutes.
DEI is not a threat, it's a gift.
Alicia Keys used her platform at the Grammys to send a political message meaningful to her. The Girl on Fire songs just took the stage to accept the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. And during her speech, she took the opportunity to advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
This is not the time to shut down the diversity of voices. We've seen on this stage talented, hardworking people from different backgrounds with different points of view, and it changes the game. DEI is not a threat, it's a gift. When destructive forces try to burn us down, we rise from the ashes like a phoenix.
Alicia's comments come less than 2 weeks after President Trump issued an executive order taking aim at federal DEI programs. Alicia wasn't the only artist who used their speech to address topical social and political issues. After winning Best Pop Duo Group Performance with Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga sent this message to the LGBTQ+ community amid multiple executive orders directly impacting them.
And I just want to say tonight that trans people are not invisible.
There you go, Sean. There's your Lady Gaga look right there, huh?
That fucking haircut. That fucking haircut.
Trans people deserve love. The queer community deserves to be lifted up.
Shakira also raised her voice for immigrants while accepting Best Latin Pop Album.
I want to dedicate this award to all my immigrant brothers and sisters in this country. You're loved, you're worth it, and I will always fight with you.
Grammys host Trevor Noah also made this joke addressing deportations under the Trump administration.
I don't know if you know this, there's been a few changes in Washington, so I'm going to enjoy tonight because this may be my last time I get to host anything in this country.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
He also referenced immigration in this monologue quip.
We're going to be honoring the best in music as voted on by the 13,000 members of the Recording Academy and 20 million illegal immigrants.
While political messages were shared by stars on stage, one in favor of Trump came on the red carpet. Singer Joy Villa attended the award show in a red hat, evoking the president's Make America Great Again caps. With hers reading the message, the hat stays on.
All right, shut up. Boom. All right, so yeah.
You're damn right the hat stays on.
Right. Where's mine? I'll put mine on. Yeah, I love the whole trans people. You're not invisible. Well, you are on driver's licenses now. You know, you are on official documentation. Robert, I saw you shared it. It was the what did you share the other day? Something about
the travel website.
They had removed the TQIA and all that stuff. It's just LGB.
Only LGB now.
But that's
the LGB without the T, baby.
Well, that's been a big thing, and I know you've been vocal about it, and a lot of people in the gay community have been vocal about it. It's like LGB, and then they have that image of the scissors going through the TQ.
And scissoring because lesbians.
Well, right. But that really is what kind of took the whole gay community off the rails. Was once you got past that B, it's like, what are we talking about now?
Well, you know what did it for me? I had absolutely zero problem. Zero with people identifying however the fuck they wanted. And then they wanted to bring the kids into it. And when you start going after children, that's when I got to go, hold on, pump the brakes, tranny. We're going to have a discussion about it. And they
love
just
is
wanted
love,
to
Robert.
continue going.
Love is love. Age has no limit.
There's no, listen, I'm not in favor of concentration camps, but if there was one class of people that we could put in there,
ooh.
I'm not going to go any further.
I'm not saying I disagree.
I'm just saying there can be other uses for Guantanamo Bay. Once we get rid of the illegals, plenty of other places. Or we could just, send them to El Salvador and put them in Secot. They're doing that now. They're taking American people.
Mm.
Yeah. They're saying they'll charge a small fee. I sent it to you in DMs.
Oh yeah.
Nayib Bukele posted about it today. They'll take.
Say that again. I got a little hot when you a little tingle when you did that.
What, Nayib Bukele? My furniture's floating. You just can't see it. No, but he did. He's like, we'll take not just illegal prisoners, but even U.S. citizens.
Why not the worst of the worst?
I take a little bit of an issue with that, just because they're American citizens. Like,
how do you think Australia got started?
Regardless of what they've done, they're granted a trial by a jury of their peers, and they're guaranteed American standards for prisons. I'm not okay with it. That's probably an unpopular opinion, but
maybe by breaking the law like an asshole, you forfeit your rights for everything American. Maybe you're forfeiting your rights to America because you violated her.
I mean, if they're not from here, yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. I don't know. It's one of those things where it inalienable rights is a word. Like there's a reason why that certain rights you just don't get revoked. Even in prison, you can kind of say what you want. You still got freedom of speech. So there's a line for me, and I don't know how I feel about sending American citizens there.
I agree. Different folks will treat them differently for sure. We do have different standards, and that's one of the things that I don't really mind about the whole tariff war with whoever we go against. If it forces more people to buy American, we have more regulation on what we make, than some of the countries that we deal with. Maybe not, these guys necessarily, but you think of like the stuff we're buying from China or, Vietnam or, whatever, you got an 8-year-old kid making your cell phone and it's like, oh, we're okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, though, fuck them all.
Dexterity. What do you expect?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got them tiny little Asian hands. They can make all them little parts.
They're industrious little fellows.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody's industrious enough when you whip them. just throwing that out there.
Jesus.
Am I wrong? Somebody in the chat, tell me if I'm wrong.
Not wrong.
God. So speaking of trans and speaking of the whole LGBTQ thing, here's something really exciting for that whole community. Amelia Perez. Anybody heard of this film? It's on Netflix. It has the most. Let me find it down here so I word it right. It has the most nominations, 13 nominations for the is that the Academy Awards? Why wouldn't they put that with it? It's something like that. The Academy Awards, I think, is the Oscars or something, which is like the most nominations ever of any film. But yet,
well, it nomination wise, I'm pretty sure it matches Oppenheimer.
Here you go.
I thought Oppenheimer had 13.
It either ties or it beats them. I'm not 100%. I see it mentioned Oppenheimer down there. We'll go back. But Best Picture nominees, you got these scores right here. And of all of them, it's way down here at a 2.4. Like, Robert, is this your favorite film of the year? Or like, who's watching this? Like, what? Why is it so beloved?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, you don't? Well, here's something fun. Get ready, kids. It's
I don't know what it is.
It's showtime. If you hadn't seen this yet, get ready.
Oh, is this the tranny? This is the tranny one?
Smell the DEI.
Bueno, el jefe está con el cliente. Están esperando.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. According to our flight plan,
the airplane, I'm triggered.
Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation.
I see. Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina. Is it for you?
For me.
What would you like to know about it, madam?
I want to know it all. What is the protocol? The techniques and the risks. How many operations? How much time do you need?
Mammoplasty.
Yes.
Vaginoplasty.
Yes.
Rhinoplasty.
Yes.
Laryngoplasty.
Yes.
Mammoplasty.
Yes.
Vaginoplasty.
Yes.
Rhinoplasty.
Yes.
Laryngoplasty.
Yes.
Control laryngoplasty.
What is that?
Adam's apple reduction.
Yes, 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 yes. Vaginoplasty. Yes. And renoplasty. Yes. Yes. Laryngoplasty. Yes.
All right, no more of that. I can't do it.
I'm so fucking mad at you right now.
Y'all seen that, right? Where you guys at? I'm all alone.
You son of a bitch.
Did you like it? You liked it, didn't you?
No, that was terrible.
You're going to be watching it tonight after you get up there and it's like, I'm changing off of Gilmore Girls, damn it. We're watching Amelia Perez.
That was horrible. Yeah, everything about it makes me want to end my life.
It's not even.
I think Rob is actually ending his life right now.
He's done. It's not even. It's like it's. Look, it's objectively not good. At least that part, right?
Objectively speaking, from a filmmaker point of view, it is not good. It is
Right.
it was mid. Objectively, the techniques to create the media that we watched was mid. The content in which the media was, the subject matter was fucking awful.
Mikey says, am I saying Mikey? Because you're saying Mikey? You call
I
him
say
Mikey,
Mike.
don't? All right.
I say Mikey.
Mike is saying, is Chris playing the Amelia Perez scene or Repo the Genetic Opera? I actually kind of dug Repo the Genetic Opera for multiple reasons. And
Great
that
movie.
and that was appealing to me. This was not.
Hey, Chris.
Nothing creative about it. They were just talking over music, and then she changed her accent in the song like she's Kamala Harris.
Hey, Chris.
ETN says that it was a musical, so that's expected.
Cidrate comes in a little glass vial.
Little glass vial.
A little glass vial.
Yeah, baby.
And a little glass
Yeah,
vial.
that's actually a pretty good movie. It's actually a pretty good movie.
Yes, and it's actually directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who directed Saw 1 and Saw 2. No, Saw 2 and 3. I think 4.
And it's got Bill Moseley in it. I like Bill Moseley. I like the old House of 1,000 Corpses and Devil's Rejects. So I like me some Bill Moseley from there. Anyways, and I won't play this, but you've got I'll mute it. But then you got Selena Gomez has got her little music video where she's got her, ass in the air. Maybe I'll play that part. No, she's dancing and doing her thing and tripping out and doing all this. I don't know what this movie is. I think they just wanted to make a trans movie. That's all I've ever gotten out of this.
Well, the movie is representative of the entire trans movement, which is it's just a bunch of nonsense.
Yes.
I think it's a pretty great representation, actually.
I'm pretty sure that the election of Donald Trump, or the swearing in of Donald Trump, the appointment, not appointment. You guys understand what I'm saying. Is probably Donald Trump being president is probably the best thing that the trans people could have ever wanted. I don't think they'll say it outright. They won't say it out loud, but they feel it. Trust me, because now they're the victims again.
Okay.
Where before they were, everyone was sick of their shit. That's one of the reasons why this is happening. It's the pendulum swinging back because we're tired of your fucking alphabet bullshit. But now they're like, oh my God. And so all the celebrities are going out. But the celebrities haven't got the memo that we don't actually care about what the fuck they say. Because if we did, it'd be President Harris. So, but everyone's out there. Oh my God, the trans, the DEI. Oh my God. We're the victims. It's so terrible. Well, I don't give a shit. Although, if they do this for a sustained amount of time for long enough, it might start to, I don't know, creep into the heads of some people, and then trans would be these beloved little baby fucking rabbits or whatever that we have to protect again. So I don't know. It seems like they're taking advantage of this opportunity to be the sad little underdog, even though they are the authoritarian juggernaut that steps on our fucking necks.
I gotta go grab food that just got delivered, so I'll be right back.
Oh,
okay, that must be nice.
I want food.
I'll be here in audio though.
Say that I'm so sorry. Only people are getting attacked. The children.
So look, I actually believe she's being genuine right there. And this is why I think that. Because I think that she lives in that bubble that is so misdirected, misinformed, and manipulated to believe everything that they're told from mainstream media and their illustrious leaders, which is they're deporting grandma. They're kicking out the abuelas or whatever they're called, and they're kicking out the kids, and they're doing all this horrible stuff. Because if you watch the news, they continue to say stuff like that.
Did you see her retraction?
No. I heard she took it down, but I didn't know there was like a retraction.
There was an actual retraction. She's basically like, upon further review of my actions, I've realized that the market of people who buy my product, the people who've made me a billionaire, half of them are Republican, or maybe more than half of them. Who knew? My crying for the rapists and the pedophiles and the people that butcher fucking women and pummel their heads in with rocks, my crying for them has offended 50% or more of my customer base. By golly, that might damage me and my brand. Therefore, I'm taking this down and I'm going to shut the fuck up. That's basically what her retraction was. And I'm like, she's seen some backlash, even from her own, her fans and her customers. They're like, yo, what in the fuck is this? And then it was almost like Selena was like, oh, we're not doing this. The celebrity crying, that's not working. I didn't get the memo. What is it that we're doing now? We're just quiet? I can do that. Buy my stuff.
Yeah. So what I've noticed, and maybe I'm wrong, I'm not, but maybe I'm wrong, is like all these people on the left, these celebrities that are bitching and moaning and really pushing the right away, are learning real quick that we're the ones with the money. We have our own money, and we go to the movie theater and watch their films. We buy their albums. We pay for the downloads.
Did you say the movie theater?
Theater. I go to the movie theater.
Bet you've never been to one in Appalachia.
That just reached up and tingled them from the bottom there. Look at you.
Oh, Leah. She's such a darling.
Poor gal. Say theater again. Don't threaten me with a good time, Leah. Theater. So anyways, the right's the one with the money, because we have the jobs, we have the work ethic, we can go buy the albums, we can go to the theater, we can pay for the subscriptions for Netflix and stuff. The left is the one that has to borrow your login. The left is the one that has to be on government assistance. The left is, and don't get me wrong, the right can be there too on government assistance. I'm not knocking government assistance. My point is that some people make a career out of living off of it. and that's usually the left. So yeah, they're turning away the people that are actually spending the money by appeasing people that have more time than money, that sit online and go to X and write all these little quips and stuff. You know, it's like, hey, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And that's all they hear. It's like, oh, look at my fan base. Let me represent them. And then once they do, they realize, oh, they're broke. I should not have listened to them, like you're saying, because other people have figured that out too. So I'm glad Selena did. But you know what? Screw her. Poor Leah. Yes, Mike. Commies are broke. Commies are broke.
They're broke, but they don't do a lot of sharing of the wealth that they do have. Weird how that works, huh?
I was just about to say the other thing I think a lot of people are realizing in all forms of entertainment, whether it's video games or it's movies or it's music, they're also realizing that that same small portion of their base that they're trying to appease is also the most disloyal group of people.
Yes. And you can never please them, like you're saying. The line is constantly shifting. You can never be left enough.
Say, circular firing squad with constant purity tests.
They're easily disproven wrong by just asking a few questions, and then they stumble over themselves. The whole "what is a woman" was a great question. They've yet to recover from that one.
Well, they finally figured it out, but well after the damage was done.
Have you watched that film? I thought it was really well done.
That was very well done. Not too long ago, my wife, she said to me, something, some kind of conservative fact or something. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. How do you know that?" And she's like, "Oh, do you know this guy named Charlie Kirk?" Yes, I do know Charlie Kirk. How do you? And then she started telling me about, you know, how he's come up in her Instagram feed and all this, and she loves watching the videos of him slamming down college kids and all of that. So we had a really good conversation about that, and so Charlie Kirk will tell my wife all the things that I've tried to tell my wife, but if it comes from me, no go. If it comes from Charlie Kirk, she takes it all in, and then she's like, "Oh, did you know this? Yes, I told you last week." You know, that kind of thing. And today, one of my wife's friends, so I guess our mutual friend, she messaged me today, and then she was like, "Hey, so have you ever heard of a guy named Charlie Kirk?" Actually, I have a time or two. Why? And she's like, "What's your opinion of him?" Almost. The way the question was asked, it was almost like she was like asking permission. "Hey, is it cool if I like this guy?" And I was like, "Yeah, this guy is majorly responsible for getting Donald Trump in office, especially with the youth vote, but also responsible for helping my wife see the light. So yes, I'm a fan." And she's like, "Okay, great." So I forget why I started telling the story. Point is, I forget. I totally lost it. It's embarrassing, really.
We were talking about the left being a circular fire squad, and then we were talking about what is a woman? They can't answer questions.
Oh, right. Both of them. Thank you. This is why we're like a team. Anyways, my wife and Kelly, they were both saying how much they absolutely love the debates. Like the college kids will come up being so right, so sure of themselves, and then Charlie Kirk will ask them a simple easy question, and then there's no answer because they didn't actually think about any of the steps and the logic. It was just kind of like the feelings and the emotion, and that's it. And then, so where something is what is a woman, quite simple. They can't answer it because there's all these tripwires. There's all these booby traps in their logic, and they're basically almost paralyzed. And then they get really mad at it because on the inside they know they're fucked. So yeah.
Hey Chris, you've gone international again, bud.
He's back.
Mhm.
I have. What have I done?
You mean
Older Shelby is your? I assume your first follower from Argentina.
Hey, right on. What's that?
You got the Latin American guy now.
That's what I'm talking about. A little flavor up in here, huh?
Oh no, he's white.
As older Shelby. America. Is there a younger Shelby?
It's not older.
There's a U in the front of that.
Older. Oh. Like you got an ulcer.
Oh.
An older ulcer. Just killing the name. I'm sorry. Don't go anywhere. Stay here. Thank you. Let's see. You know what? Annie says, you know what changed, right, Chris? I can hear his voice. We got social media free from the left.
Facts.
You know, it's crazy. And I loved, man, I love when CNN shares poll results that blows their minds as they're sharing them. They're like, as people are leaving X, it is now more than ever actually balanced. 54%, I think, liberal still, and like 46% conservative. It is the more balanced that it's ever been, but everyone's leaving because it's too right wing. So balanced is too right wing. So to the left is balanced. That's why they think CNN is fair and balanced. That's why they think Fox was fair and balanced, but that's why they think CNN and MSNBC and all this is like legit news, because it meets them on the left side. Mm-hmm. They may be slightly moderate left to a degree. They're like, oh, well, they're a little bit to the right of my personal view, so they're clearly in the center. No, bitch, you're way the hell over here on the left. You were so far left. You're in fucking Saskatchewan or something. I don't know where that is. I just felt like saying that word. Saskatchewan.
Wait.
Where is that, Sean?
Okay. So I am facing north. Saskatchewan to my left, way over there.
So it is to the left.
For me, yes.
Okay, at least it is for one of us. I have no idea which direction. No, I'm sissy.
Saskatchewan is like very, very north of you. I'm
facing the northwest, I guess.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Super good.
You know what this reminds me of, and almost nobody in the chat will get it. I bet. It's the song from REM with where you stand in the place where you live, now face north. Something about directions is blah blah blah. Is that a Canadian song or Canadian band? I don't know, but
they're from Georgia.
Are they from really?
They're from Athens, Georgia.
Then you know what I'm talking about. Why did I?
And I had that song on a little 45 record back in the day. Stand in the place where you live.
Yes.
Worry about direction, wonder why you have it now.
I didn't realize they were from Georgia. So obviously you totally know what I'm saying and why that song would come to mind.
I feel like a baby now because I don't know that song.
It's do you know the B-52s? Love Shack.
Rock Lobster.
Yeah.
Rock Lobster.
Yeah.
Anyway, they were found at the same time in Athens, Georgia Theater, all that.
In a theater.
And it was the Georgia Theater in Athens, Georgia, where I have been many, many times and got overly intoxicated and then drove 2 hours home at 2 a.m, which was dumb.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, don't be like Chris.
Yes, don't be like me. I'm a tool
Rob.
in pretty much every way. What'd you eat,
Damn
Rob?
right, Mike.
What'd you eat, Robert?
Huh?
What did you eat?
I had some Taco Bell.
Ah.
They're the only place that's open.
Right. Surprised they had anybody working today after everybody took off for the immigrants. But
well, I live in a predominantly white area, so
so it's not
ice doesn't even come through here.
My one of my favorite little places around the corner has like the best burrito tacos and everything. Love this little place. They're having disputes with their landlord of staying there. They're just a little small place, and the community's rallying around them. This dude from TikTok that's like huge apparently found them and blew them up, and they were doing pretty good. And they posted a day, we're closing today to be in solidarity with the Day Without Immigrants and all this and that. And like everybody they posted on their Facebook, and everybody like it was split. People were like, oh, that's great. And the rest of them were like, well, there we go.
Like, yep. They're like, well, we're not eating there anymore.
Bye-bye.
Their Cinnabon bites, by the way, are like crack.
Those are good. Those are good.
What kind of American food are we eating here?
Those are balls.
Mm-hmm.
Balls in his mouth? Not surprising.
Not surprising. No.
Balls filled with cream.
Suck on my chocolate salted balls. Put them in your mouth.
Does Joey know?
I'm sure he's watching.
Well, he ain't said nothing.
In the background.
He ain't said nothing, but that's okay. I won't play this whole thing, and I'm stealing this from I don't know if you guys ever watched the Black Conservative Perspective, his channel. I like him. He's good. He does good work. But we don't have to hop down on this, but did y'all see the DNC? They're meeting and voting for officers and whatnot.
Yeah, David Hogg.
Okay. So here's some clips from that, and I'll kind of skip around a little bit, but this is how they started it. And we don't have to drop down. It ain't nothing to really see. It's more audio than anything, but it's hilarious that this is the current state of the DNC, the party that lost, but instead of changing the game, they're basically doubling down in every way.
Welcome. The Democratic National Committee wishes to acknowledge that we gather together to state our values on lands that have been stewarded through many centuries by the ancestors and the descendants of tribal nations who have been here since time immemorial.
So they open up with a land acknowledgement. So, and this always confuses me, and this always bothers me a little bit.
Those are so fucking gay. I just gotta say it. As somebody who lives in a country where we're all like, oh, the Aboriginal, the Indigenous, the First Nations, whatever the fuck they call themselves, you know, because we have to treat them as each fucking 1 million goddamn fucking bands are their own distinct separate country. They all have to be negotiated with individually, and we all have to acknowledge every little fucking square inch, every square fucking centimeter of their land all the time. It's fucking bullshit. I hate land acknowledgements are the gayest bullshit fucking ever. I hate it. You're conquered. Get over it. What, white guilt and shit? Fuck that. You lost.
And he's saying they've been here. Here's the thing, and maybe I don't want to get too deep into this because it can go into a deeper dive discussion here. But if we think about creationism versus like evolution and everything like that, were they here and evolved into human beings here, just like everyone else did in like Africa and stuff, or did we all come from Africa and one evolving mankind there, and did we all move? If that's the case, if we all came from one place, then they weren't born here. I mean, as far as like they don't sprout from the earth here, so they're not native to here either. Right. Am I wrong in that thinking? Mm-mm. Or are they thinking like, yes, they were grown from the ground here, evolution, single cell organism, and became red man? But you can't say that because that's racist. But that's the way they act, right? But yeah, it's like you know they came here from the same place we did. They just got here before some of us. That's all. Because if you
there's Ebonics in the chat, and I'm very confused reading it.
What you got?
Ebonics?
Yeah, Ebonics. We was Kangs. Yakum made Gitapo. I don't know how to read. I don't know how to read that.
White people.
White pickles. What?
Wet people.
With people?
Yeah.
White people.
Yeah. Okay. So the theory is that Africa is the cradle of civilization, because mitochondria DNA doesn't it doesn't change all that much. So you can really fucking dig down to see where humanity came from, and apparently it was somewhere in fucking Africa, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
it sounds like revisionist history.
No, listen here, because you have what some Africans, it's what civilization was created in Africa and then fucking sprouted out and then got smart after the sprouting and just left the retards to retard in Africa.
Sounds like evolution to me. Makes sense.
But also,
you're trying to tell me my Jesus is a Negro?
But anyways, there's other kinds of people like the Denisovians or whatever, and they're like a wholly different fucking thing. So no, I don't think, there's holes in the Africa is the cradle of civilization theory. There's holes in it. I find that interesting. Maybe Gina can fucking investigate for us.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'll keep playing this. It gets more ridiculous with this next set of little pieces here.
We honor the communities native to this continent and recognize that our country was built on indigenous lands and hope.
So give it back.
My people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We are sick and tired of being the last one hired and the first one fired. We are sick and tired of the word white, working class, being a code word for whiteness.
This bitch is sick and tired of reading.
And this is our time for us to rise up.
Yeah, the reading levels are not where they ought to be in public schools.
So interesting that she says, our people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's why black men turned out in overwhelming numbers for Donald Trump. Correct, because they're tired of the Democrat Party keeping them in chains.
Boom. It's some more blackness. Fun stuff.
All I can say, though, is Jasmine Crockett should probably take notes from her on how to put on her eyelashes. I'm just saying.
One people, one nation, under the vine.
What? Under the vine? One. Is she
grapevine? That's where she heard it through.
Yeah. So here's, and I love this. Back to what you were saying, Sean, about the kind of, they had to watch their step, and they're walking over all these, basically walking over vines. They're walking over these traps and everything, right? It's like one people, one nation, we are one. But my black people, my people, it's always some kind of, there's division, but yet we're all one. Like, they make no sense. They are just, they cancel out themselves the more they talk. Nothing makes sense. I love this. I think it's the next one. It's Chef's Kiss.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hello, Democrats. Hey, I am speaking, and I would love your attention. There is a black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me. Yes, I am speaking.
Good evening, Democrats. Look up here. 3 strong black women standing before you. 3 black women who, rather than just grabbing a chair, ran for chair.
That bitch ain't ran in a long time. You see?
Okay, I'm sorry, but I gotta do this real quick, Chris, because it's worth it. I promise.
All right, what you got?
But all I'm hearing when she's talking. Oh, wait.
Master got me working. Someday Master set me free.
Yep, that's it. That's all I hear.
Basically. And they go on, as you see, they just go on. I'm black, we stronger, we this and that, and da 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 da. That this is another part that kills me. How they have to vote on everything. Oh, there's David Hogg. You know, everybody loves him some David Hogg. I'll have a clip that Handy sent me in a minute, maybe. So this is how they had to vote.
Take a look.
The rules specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced. With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female. In order to be gender balanced, we must elect one male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. So again, this is what we have to do for this vice chair race. We have to elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. To ensure our process accounts for male, female, and non-binary candidates, we conferred with our RBC co-chair, our LGBT caucus co-chair, and others to ensure that the process is inclusive and meets the gender balance requirements in our rules. To do this, our process will be slightly different than the one outlined to you earlier this week, but I hope you will see that in practice it is simple and transparent. The order of balloting is designed to ensure equal access to the ballot, regardless of gender identity. As we must elect a candidate of any gender as well as 1 male and 1 female vice chair, we will first ask members to elect a candidate of any gender on the first ballot. Any candidate, male, female, and non-binary, can be elected on that ballot. After a candidate is elected on the first ballot, we'll have 1 officer of the 3, so then we will know which position is.
All right, I'm just going to stop them because it's hurting my head. But look at what all they have to do.
Mental gymnastics.
To make sure that they are DEI compliant. It's nuts.
All to make the trannies happy.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yep. To virtue signal to folks.
Instead of being like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got 6 positions. Vote for your 6 favorite best people that you feel will do the job best so we can win the next election. Go!
Yeah.
How funny
and if
would
the
it be
tranny
if
wins,
they
the
elected
tranny
a man
wins.
as that last one, and then everybody cried sexism?
Well, they did. This is who won. David Hogg.
Right.
Get him, Hogg. Hitting that celebration dance. Yeah.
Woof.
Thank you, Handy, for that one. That was good. But the like you said, the mental gymnastics and the booby traps and everything they have to walk through just to vote for somebody. This is why Trump won. You know what? I almost don't even want to call it out because I hope they keep doing it because they're going to keep losing more and more and more.
They will look for another pandemic closer to 2028.
Probably ain't wrong.
Well, no, listen. Who's
violent
funding
insurrection?
Who's funding that pandemic?
Well, Bill Gates isn't in prison yet, so
I don't know. He's sucking up to Donald Trump. He doesn't want to go to jail.
He's made some comments that kind of shatter that one.
Wakanda comments.
Wakanda.
Oh, he's
Forever,
making.
baby.
Oh, dude, he's already made comments about how the elections work here, and it's an issue, and like it just the dude is fucking nuts.
How the elections?
He wants censorship. He thinks censorship should be on social media still, and
of course he does.
Well, I mean, he is a eugenicist.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's kind of like literally Hitler.
A little bit. I tried. So I was explaining to my wife, that old TED talk of his when he talked about reducing population through vaccines, and then the left tried to spin it around very weirdly, being like, "Oh no, what they mean is what it means is with vaccines, people are going to live longer, and then have less babies
because we're going to make them impotent
because they're doing better in life, achieving an education because they didn't die, and therefore we'll see the population go down. I'm like, no, that's not, no, that doesn't make sense. You're just gonna try and fucking kill us with this bullshit. Like, you can't spin it as best as what you're trying to do. It's not working because it's so fucking ridiculous.
Well, speaking of vaccines, what do you guys think of this whole AI-powered vaccine shit?
What do you mean?
The AI vaccine, the thing that fucking, I guess, fucking Trump and OpenAI and all those people are fucking working on. I can't remember what the hell it's called.
I'm
I don't
at
know
the
enough
point.
about it.
I'm at the point where I don't want any vaccines.
I say, but I don't like it already. Even if Trump is not immune to criticism. I want to be very clear about that. And what I have really enjoyed this past year is finding other people that agree with me on that one, and they too are holding the right as just accountable, if not more accountable than the left. You know, I look, I don't trust any of these people. I like what they're doing. I support what they're doing right now, but I'm not taking my eyes off of them. Trump, Elon wants to put the Neuralink in people's brains. I think that's a terrible idea.
I want it.
I'm terrified of what that could end up being.
I just sent you a DM with a link to an article about it.
So, I mean, it's theoretically possible that once AI gets good enough, it can see the things that we can't. So maybe we're fumbling around with this vaccine and we can't make it work, and AI takes a look at it and goes, oh, it's because you're a fucking bag of meat. You didn't see this. And then we go, oh, the AI solved the problem that we couldn't solve. And then you get a good vaccine out of it. Sure.
See,
but they could also go like, we need one that's really fucking deadly. And the AI is like, you got it, boss. And then they go, oh, we didn't think of doing that with the COVID one. Like, I mean, the whole thing with the mRNA. Okay, so with mRNA, you will always be hot wiring your cells to make something for an undetermined amount of time in an undetermined amount, and something that is unnatural for your own body to be making. Like, it's really fucked up. You're begging for prion disease. And that is 100% fatal 100% of the time. All you need is one misfolded protein and you're fucked. Like, mRNA is so dangerous. Especially when they're like, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe there was massive fucking DNA contamination in it. And you're like, what do you mean there's DNA contamination? And they're like, oh yeah, you're not really a human anymore because there's all other kinds of DNA in you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that there's so much about this with the Neuralink or the mRNA vaccinations or whatever that just really skate the line of mark of the beast and stuff like that have a lot of people going like, I'm not gonna lie. You know, in the Bible it talks about a lethal blow to the beast's head or whatever, and he doesn't die from it. And Trump was shot in the head and he didn't die, or in the ear. So I mean, like, I'm sure people are watching that going, huh? I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying that, like, there's going to be skeptics of everything, and I think that is a good thing. And on the right, we're allowed to do that. On the left, you have to, and I saw other people in the chat saying this, on the left, you have to subscribe to whatever it is they believe and say and support. Otherwise, it's that cult mentality. You're out, you're cast out like a leper, and then people find a home on the right. Because we're like, yeah, we're actually we're the party of inclusivity as far as different mindsets and conversations and being, I don't know, adults. It's very open. The right has more issues within the right than the left has issues within the left, because we have free thinkers on the right. The left does not allow that. It's almost like they have a test when you walk in the door, like, all right, what do you think about this? And if they answer anything other than gay, LGBTQ, up the butt, mRNA,
yeah, but
depopulation, they're like, sorry, you're not one of us. You have to go. You go across the street to that smaller rally up the road. Isn't that what Kamala said? Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think Trump deserves recognition for Operation Warp Speed and the fact that he helped streamline a process to get a vaccine created more quickly to handle COVID. But I don't know if he necessarily deserves praise for, or if he should be seeking praise for what that vaccine actually ultimately ended up being. I think it was great he cleared the red tape to make it get here faster. Had it been more effective and a better product, then he should ride that wave more.
Truthfully, I think when it came to that, I think they played him like a fiddle.
Yes.
I agree. I've been saying that all along. They probably put the papers in front of him and said, listen, it's going to be the best vaccine. You're going to be the hero, the savior of the world. It's going to be the best. And then he's like, great, I'm going to be the best. And he fucking signed it with his gold pen.
Yep.
And then just believed that he was going to be the best because they told him so.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's what I think. But then again, who knows? I could be wrong.
Well, that's, and I'm going to put this because we're going to cut short on time here. I'm going to put that link in here if anybody wants to read it, because that was catching my attention. Some of the
Wait, short on time. This is a 24-hour stream, isn't it?
Shit.
It's an anniversary stream.
Yeah, something like that. And
we were supposed to start it on the 2nd and go for 24 hours.
That's what it was, but life. God, I forgot what I was just about to say. Dang it, Sean.
Why did he get? That was my fault. Why did he get blamed for that?
No, I'm blaming him for that. For giving me a contact ADHD.
Well, that could be either one of us.
It could be.
What?
Contact ADHD, and I'm like,
I don't know what to do now.
Welcome to our life.
Do I sound like Sean? I don't sound like that.
Would you do sound really white right now?
Well, I tell you what, I sound super Southern if I put on that Luke Bryan voice. I'm down here going fishing and screwing my cousin.
I can tell you right now, you just dried me up right quick.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same as this.
Did you eat Luke Bryan?
Do what?
That was way too accurate. Did you eat Luke Bryan?
I did.
He's in my belly.
Well, time to go win a CMA. Get her done.
Get her done. Damn it, I was going somewhere with that. I don't know. Mike got me too talking about the Neuralink in his game. That's cool. I'm excited.
I want to know if his game's fucking done. You're going to talk about Neuralinks in your game. Is your game done? Is it done, Mikey? Are you going to come on and show us your game?
Mikey, I got some guys that are like legit gamers that would love to test it for you. I've actually mentioned it to them, so they're like, if he needs somebody to test it, let me know.
Guys are those guys.
I've got some like nerds that do streams, and they're gonna I got one of them's gonna be on my show on
nerd is that nerd
next month. He's the common nerd.
Oh,
he's pretty cool dude. I've gotten to enjoy him.
I'm going back on Emerald's show on Valentine's Day, and then on that Rogues Gallery or whatever at the end of the month.
I don't know about the Rogues Gallery.
I don't know that Iron Oxide fella. Their leader. I'm like a foreign invader being taken to their leader. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what I'm doing for Valentine's Day.
Your wife.
Hopefully. Well, that too. But we got married on Valentine's Day, so it will be not just Valentine's Day. I killed two birds with one stone because, yeah. And I'll never forget it. That's the wonderful thing. I might forget her birthday, but never our anniversary.
It saves money.
It does.
You gotta buy one gift.
It does. So for anyone in the chat that is familiar with the shows, or maybe you guys are too, gay, but one of her favorite shows was like the Vampire Diaries.
Gay.
And they had the originals, and then they had the legacies they ended with, and all this and that. Well, they filmed a huge part of it in Covington, Georgia, which is about an hour and a half away from me. And the place that they filmed it as a restaurant, but it was really like an office building or something like that. I think the mayor bought it and actually turned it into the restaurant that was used on the show, called the Mystic Grill. And anyways, the food's freaking delicious. Like, she took me there to show me the town. I'm like, this is great. First of all, I love that little town. They shot part of Dr. Sleep there, which was a phenomenal movie, by the way, where he's sitting on the bench.
Underrated.
Oh man, when he's sitting on the bench in that little town square, that's Covington, Georgia. Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the Michael Myers house is right outside of the downtown square. So I've checked that out. But anyways, she loves that little place, and they don't take reservations or anything, but they do for Valentine's Day. And I just called them today because they just posted it. So I'm hoping to take my wife to Covington, Georgia, to Mystic Grill, Mystic Falls for Vampire Diaries for a sweet, sweet date night. And then I hope I get it in.
I hope you get it in.
Yeah. I'll be injecting testosterone that day for sure.
No, don't take it that day, man. Take it a couple days beforehand. Don't
With the full dose, like you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is,
couple days,
because it needs to be in you because of the ester. It needs to be in you a couple days before it's actually in you. So that's why you gotta have 2 shots that week.
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna have a
Let
couple.
Me tell you, as a former steroid junkie, I know a thing or two.
I'm gonna take a couple of shots, and I'm gonna give her a shot. If you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
You're gonna fist your wife.
You should be doing 2 shots or 3 shots a week on for the whole month.
Yes, sir.
You can always
R.I.P. your wife's vagina.
So glad she never watches anything I do.
I want to talk to Mrs. Mayhem so bad.
Actually, you know what? She is. She's coming around to where she's like, you know what? I'm gonna come on one day.
She won't do it. She won't last 5 minutes.
I said you should come hang out in the chat. Do that first, and then see if you want to come on.
So, in other words, whenever she decides to come on, you're going to keep Sean and I as far away as possible from that stream.
Oh no,
it'll be like a nice show. It'll be like, these are my friends, Gina.
You'll just see me sitting here halfway through the show, like.
Can't hold in inappropriate thoughts.
Well, these are my friends, Gina and Da.
Yeah, the females. Kravitz, it's not. I mean, yes, I guess the testosterone does help with ED for sure. But I just genuinely have extremely low testosterone, like super, super low.
Naturally, he's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I probably had the same testosterone level, which is weird when you see this hunkiness of masculinity and this deep voice. You're like, how does he have low testosterone?
That is kind of odd, though, a little bit. Even because when I'm all shotted up, my voice goes down to the proper sound. Like I can't even imagine where yours would go. I mean, it's gonna be, I don't know. People are gonna think like trucks are driving by or something.
Chris, you got to look at it this way. No matter how low your testosterone goes, it'll still be more testosterone than David Hogg has.
Facts.
You're not wrong.
That's what it's going to be like. That's right.
Sounds like the exorcism of Emily Rose.
Oh yeah, Sean, I took my dose, and I feel really awesome right now.
And then here I am like this. I'm like, yay, Christopher, you're going to get it in.
Oh, God. We need help.
Dear.
That sounded like you were on mushrooms. That didn't sound like testosterone.
Those sound awesome. Even though I heard that it was too trippy.
I've always wanted to try a mushroom.
I would suggest doing LSD first because it's a much more controlled Never mind.
I don't know. I hear mushrooms can like help reset your brain and whatnot.
Microdose, yeah. I know some people will do it.
Let's be honest for a minute. I could use a little reset.
Yeah. Ketamine's good for depression.
I'm like an old laptop that's never been turned off.
Hey, boyfriend. There he is.
Now that we're closing the show, thank you for showing up. If I were to try something out there, I think I'd want to try
some for the first time, eh?
DMT.
It is the most intense 2 or 3 minutes of your life.
I would love that.
I would not suggest it as a first run. Like, just being straight up honest with you, I would not suggest it as a first run. I would try to do a little.
Have you tried it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Did you?
Yeah,
did
it
you,
was.
Did you taste the colors? Did you see the?
Did you see the gestures?
No, it's actually, it was really interesting because the way that we did it, it was like this. It was like a little weird, like yellow powder, and you sprinkled it over a bowl. Client side exception has occurred.
Rumble's gonna rumble.
Client side exception has occurred, is what it said.
You are an exceptional client, is what they're saying.
Yeah, definitely.
You are an exceptional young man.
Sprinkled it over a bowl, and when I tell you, like the first hit, because you've got to hit it and you've got to hold it,
That's
and
what she said.
it takes iron lungs, and so like the first hit, the second you inhale, it's just like everything goes, and shit starts moving, and by like the third hit, you have basically two options: lay down or fall over.
Or die.
And it was the most intense thing ever, because it's like I literally felt myself blast off out of my body. And it was just this like like the hyperspace, like the warp speed.
Yes.
Like that, just geometric shapes and colors, and everything was just, it was insanely loud.
Interesting.
And like, by the time some people like break through to the other side, quote unquote, and they see all this wild ass shit.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm interested in, which hopefully maybe Gina we'll talk about one day.
It's
I bet she's
let's
got
put
that
it this
fucking little
way.
paper right now and she's writing shit down. You
I
better be a
wish
good
I
woman.
could fucking describe what I saw. I really do, but it was both the most horrifying and calming feeling all at the same time.
Interesting.
Like, it
the
was
most horrifying and the most calming.
Yes. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's a feeling that I literally just couldn't describe to people. Like, you got it. It's one of those things you just got to do it. You had to be there, you know?
I had that the other day. It wasn't anything good about it. It was just horrifying. So I'll say this, and then we'll say our goodbyes and let you guys plug your channels. So just kind of, I was telling Sean earlier this. So my wife has, she's kind of been struggling with her faith a little bit for the last couple of years. And, she kind of had a breakthrough moment a couple of weeks ago, and we watched a film together and we spent some time together. And ever since then, we've had some like in-depth conversations, really good conversations and stuff. But what was wild is like when she had that breakthrough and she decided she was gonna rededicate her life to Christ. She hasn't been to church with me in about 2 years, and I've been missing her. And so she's excited about coming back to church and everything. But she had her little breakthrough moment. And about the time she was doing that, I was actually on the way to church one Sunday after a Sunday night or Saturday night stream. So I was a little tired. It was windy. And for some reason, out of nowhere, I said, you know what? If my car lost control right now and I went into oncoming traffic, I don't think I'd do anything to stop it. And that was a weird thought to have. I was like, why did I have that thought? I'm not suicidal or anything. Why did I have that thought? It's very odd.
I think we call that an intrusive thought.
Okay. So
that, or was it like kind of just being at peace of like, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go?
No, it was almost a little scary thought. Like I had a little fear behind it. Once I kind of got through that thought, I was like, why did I have that? Don't know where that came from. I have no desire to do that ever. And so I go to church, have a good service, go home, and I don't say anything. And my wife's telling me about her breakthrough moment and everything. I'm like, that's really cool. I'm super glad. And that cheered me up and everything was cool. Within 48 hours after my wife having that little breakthrough of coming, saying, you know what, I've actually seen God now in a way that I've never seen him before. It's amazing. Within 48 hours, I'm trying to get my little girl ready for school. She has easily the biggest panic attack I've ever seen her have. And we don't know like what the problem is. And she just flips out of nowhere, which destroys which destroys my wife because both of them suffer from a little bit of like social anxiety and stuff like that. And I'm just getting ready for school. So it really dampened my wife that day. Of course, I work from home, so I let her stay home and we work through it. Everything's fine. And then the other night, I think I got done recording my Wednesday show. I think it was Wednesday night or my Friday show. I record on Wednesday nights. I want to say I got done recording it early and I went and laid down in bed. And I was getting South Park put on, just kind of fall asleep to, some stupidness, let the mind relax. And I'm laying there and all of a sudden, and this is the getting to what you were saying, I got rushed and I could feel my face get warm. I got rushed with whispers, visions of me killing myself. Like I could hear get the gun, do it, kill yourself. It was weird. I can't really explain it. Like
that's wild as shit.
Like I can't really explain it, but it was like I don't know if they were actually whispers, but I felt like there was like this influential pull to do it. It's like, do it, and it's like trying to talk me into it and all this like push and everything. And I was like, where is this? What is going on? And then I remembered, I was like, okay, the wife just had a breakthrough for her relationship with the Lord. And I was like, I'm being spiritually attacked right now. I was like, this is the craziest thing. I've never been attacked ever. Like this is weird. And so I talked to her the next day and she goes, huh?
It's like something's testing your faith.
Yes.
You're being spiritually like DDoS attacked.
Yeah, I was getting attacked. Right. And then I told my wife and she goes, that's the craziest thing, because I was on the way to work that morning and I was thinking to myself, I hope Chris doesn't kill himself. And she goes, and I have no idea why that thought popped in my head. I was like, what? She goes, yeah. I was like, but I wouldn't. And she goes, no, but for some reason that popped in my head. Like, I really hope he doesn't do that. I was like, wow. And so we had this conversation and that's what we basically came to is like, look, the devil, and again, I don't mean to take this to a religious place, but the devil won't fight you if he's already got you. That's like with Bob Dylan, here's the riches of the world. You can have whatever you want here, baby. But, when you're saved, your riches, come in heaven. And we're like, okay, so he's trying to get back at my wife through me, through my daughter, through some way, get her, because she's leaving him. She's pulling further away from him and getting closer to God. That's the only thing that we can think of. But it was a very, very weird experience, Robert. And I was just sitting in bed. I wasn't like overly tired or anything like that, but I was just, guard was down, getting ready to watch some TV and just overwhelmed with these whispers and influence and pull. It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. No drugs needed for that. That was weird. It kind of makes me wonder what I would see if I did DMT. Probably nothing good.
Nothing of this world.
Jesus, you might literally see Satan.
Like it's one of those things, dude, where you will never be able to explain anything you see.
Right.
Ever. And if you tried to, people would think you're on drugs, quite literally. Like, it's just weird. The feeling is what's insanely intense because, Sean, you mentioned like feeling like you have bees in your brain.
Yes.
Well, imagine that feeling through your entire body.
So then I'm
It's
a
like
cat
you're-
then.
It's like you're everywhere and nowhere all at once.
That sounds like autism.
It does, but I can't describe it. All I can tell you is that I would never ever consider doing ayahuasca just based off of that little 2 or 3 minute experience because it felt like a fucking hour. If you try to drink ayahuasca and wander around the fucking Amazon for hours on end,
Bro, I would be bit by a spider and I would die. Like that's
I don't know how anybody comes back from it. It's just the most intense thing on the planet. It can break people too. It's one of those things where psychedelics in general, if you do not have a strong mind, it's not for you. Because if you can't control your own thoughts and you can't kind of keep a handle on yourself, yeah, you're going to have a bad time.
You're going to have a bad time.
You're going to have a bad time.
So drugs could be fun. Just saying. I don't know. Anyways, all right, guys. So Sean, you're
there I am.
You're up first, buddy. Go ahead and plug yourself. Not on camera, but plug yourself. Why not?
Wait, plug myself. Oh my God, I gotta wait a minute. If I'm gonna be graphic, I can't do it on camera. I need to be.
Oh yeah, gotta get the yank it.
I'm plugging, right? Is that what I'm doing?
Plugging yourself. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So hello, my name is Sean. My channel is Third Railify. Why? Well, there's a story behind it. Third Rail issues and such. Follow me at Third Railify on YouTube, on Rumble, which what you're looking at there, and on Twitter. Occasionally, I say some funny things. Occasionally, I like to give Justin Trudeau a lot of shit. Actually, so that's good. Normally the game plan is I do daily, semi-daily news stories. Maybe not the most important story of the day. Maybe a teacher's diddled the kid, or something else like that has happened. Something interesting that not all the other talking heads are talking about. And when I see this, I see two Saturday Night Off the Rails together. It really does go to show I'm not holding up my end of the deal. So I gotta get that fucking back on track. I'm a little off the rails with that. So yeah, do follow me at Third Railify, and yeah, hopefully you'll be entertained, and I don't know, that kind of thing.
He's disgustingly funny.
Sometimes. Do not miss it. What do you mean disgustingly?
It's insane how funny you are.
Yeah. It's not fair how funny you are.
Yes.
The imposter syndrome says no.
The imposter syndrome is a fucking imposter.
You can go eat
Tell
a
that
dick.
bitch to shut up.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys.
You're hilarious. And I just shared his link in the chat, and it's in the show notes.
And for Leah.
And hit him up on X if you need an intro. This guy can use some money. All right, up next.
Always. Hey, that's me. So, yeah, I'm just a guy that talks to people, pretty much. I mean, I'm Robert of the Washcast. I'm also a business owner. Do a little gaming here and there.
You do. Look at there.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I watch them sometimes because I'm up way too late, and then and on my phone was ding. It's like game. I'll just been there.
What in the Canadian
and it's just a bunch of like, oh no, I got killed again. I'm like,
yeah, it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad, but no, I host a podcast, kind of more of a Joe Rogan style format. I just kind of shoot the shit and talk to people. I have a secondary show that's actually hosted by my buddy Nate, twice a week. But the main show is the Washcast. I have unfortunately been out of action the last 2 weeks. It's been a trip, business owner life. Things are not great sometimes.
Sometimes, sure.
And you don't always get to do what you want to do. So
Jackie says Robert professionally vomits into vaginas.
I do indeed.
Well, just that one time. It was beef stew.
It was just that. Well, no, it was just that one time where, squirter pissed in the mouth. It wasn't fun. It was like fire and ice.
The chat, a lot of the chat's new. They don't know the lore. There is some serious fucking lore with our little three amigos here. Oh
yeah,
my
they
God.
don't understand the lore behind beef stew.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
that's
just say
me.
Robert wasn't always gay, but then there was a squirter that turned him
Okay.
gay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
we
that's
got it.
that's the long and skinny of it.
Long
He
and
threw up
skinny.
in that
Or
girl's
the- or
pussy
the
like
short
it was
and
a
girthy.
fucking trash bag.
Yeah, that's kind of the short and girthy of it.
Short and girthy, baby.
But yeah, I host a podcast. I also own a delivery company here in Pennsylvania. We just bought our first set of billboard ads, so hitting it big time. It's like 17 billboards throughout
Nice.
the western side of the state. So,
I'm ready to be your billboard model.
and I don't like talking about myself, if you can't tell. So,
I don't know if any of us do. I think it's great that we talk about each other.
yeah,
That works out pretty good.
Well, it's time for the award-winning internationally
Anytime, I'll talk about
award-winning
myself all day.
filmmaker to do some talking.
Oh, well, if you like the Three Amigos, I'll just put a plug in for this real quick too. I do have a merch shop, and it is linked down in the show notes below. And
We
the
have a
Three Amigos
shirt?
are on there. We've got shirts. Where are we at? We're on a coffee mug right here.
We have shirts and a
Face on a
coffee
coffee
mug?
mug? What the
We got
Shut up
coffee
and take
mug,
my money.
shirts, hoodies with the Three Amigos on there. I mean, look,
Chris, by the way, you
wouldn't
should
want-
probably start a Sticker Mule store because it integrates with Rumble now.
Yeah, and Spring was supposed to integrate with YouTube, and YouTube's being a dick. So I might just look at Sticker Mule. And right now, everything's being a dick because nothing will open. But anyways,
Am I allowed to put tranny on a sticker?
I don't know. For Sticker Mule,
He's a Trump guy. I'm sure you can.
why not? Oh, I've got that. I got crap in it right now, but for storage. But we the people. I got one of my coffee cups. It's a preamble. It's cool. Patriotic.
And
Patriotic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, there's that crap talking about myself. But yeah, so yeah, follow these guys. You guys are already here, so you're already following me somewhat to some degree. So I won't talk about myself. But yeah, I will say this though. One, I won't be doing a regular show this Friday. I'll probably do some reactions or something, filler or whatever. I've got some extra work I need to do at the church, and then tonight just is going to kind of throw me off anyway. So no regular show this Friday, but I'll do some kind of little, ooh, Sean, and poor Leah. And yeah, so there's that Friday. What else we got? That's Friday, no regular show. I know most everyone watching right now is on Rumble, which is awesome. But if anybody is interested, over on YouTube, I am less than 100 subs away from 1,000. I'm at like 93 subs away, I think, or something in that ballpark of 1,000. Maybe it's 94. I could be lying. I don't remember. I'm not great at math. I am from Georgia. So there's that. But anyways, guys, thank y'all for watching and everything. Fellas, y'all got anything else y'all want to say before we go?
I don't know. Subscribe to me if you don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make me big, baby. Make me big.
I mean, the only thing I can really say is, well, happy anniversary, Chris.
Oh yeah, it is that, isn't it?
Couldn't ask for a better group of guys to be doing this silly shit with. I love it.
You're going all meaningful and shit. Okay.
We do.
I can do that. I can do that too, since we were talking about fucking Chris almost shooting his fucking face off. Yeah. So there's no real reason I should be friends with Rob or Chris. Like the way that it happened, it's very strange. It doesn't really make any sense. It's almost like it was destiny, like it was, I don't know, ordained or whatever, the fucking like guided, like, like respond to this random fucking person because it's going to be good for you. Those kind of whispers, positive whispers. And I'm super grateful for it, because, Rob and Chris are, like my bestest friends in actual life now. And that's, I don't know, I don't know. I think that's something.
You
It's
need to
something
get
better
deported
than him
across Lake
crashing his
Erie,
car.
bud.
Well, yeah. I'm sure when we are the 51st, the 52nd, the 53rd, the 54th, the 55th, the 56th, the 57th, the 58th, the 59th, the 60th, and the 60 up to 63, then I could probably do that.
We're just gonna call all of Canada one state.
You can't do it. We're 13.
Don't do that.
Nope, it's gonna be one. It's gonna be one state because you only use like a 16th of the continent. You use that tiny little strip down there
We
at the
do
bottom.
use a small little bit.
That
And then we're
basically
gonna give the rest back to the Aboriginals.
Well, because
basically
that,
further
you
south
don't
than
live in
some of
that.
the U.S.
That's the Great Canadian Shield, the fucking rock. You don't live on that.
Yeah, go let them live up. Go let them live up there.
Just move the border to the Canadian Shield.
Move the border.
Trans is there.
You move the border. I don't know, fucking 50 miles just north. That's all you need.
That's it. Sweet. Well, all right, guys. Well, thank y'all for being here, and guys, thank y'all for sticking around. I know we didn't really talk about a whole lot, I guess, of stuff. I think we cover some things, but you know what? Thanks y'all for sticking around. It has been 1 year of like legit, like working every week to do something, whether it's been reactions or reviews or the actual show, and then I've been doing the live thing. I think October was my first one, maybe September. So, I may do it more. I just don't want to try to start doing something and not be able to be consistent with it. That's my thing. So,
Don't be like me.
So
Don't
yeah,
be like
I mean,
don't be like me.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Don't let
right
the
now,
ADHD consume you.
Right now, this is manageable. So I'll run with this for now. We'll see where it goes. But guys, if you are watching on Rumble, we're going to raid over to Darth Jason, and you guys can go listen to some tunes over there. And I'll go ahead and roll the outro, and we will raid into them. Thank you all for being here. Subscribe, follow, love, spank, whatever. These guys right here do the thing. Show them the love. And look, Sean's chest.
Love
Spank.
everybody in the
You
chat,
said
and I
spank.
love you too in the gateway.
Oh, yeah, baby. All right, y'all.